Welcome to Unleashed Podcast, where all are welcome. Now, here is your host, Pup Twigs.
Hey everyone, Pup Twigs here, Orlando, Florida, and welcome to another episode of Unleashed. Today, joining me from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, is Koda Pupper. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I am doing really good here. We're just going to dive right into these questions and stuff. So I just want to find out, can you share a little bit about your journey and what being part of the LGBTQIA plus community means to you?
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so my journey hasn't been an easy one. Um, I hid who I was for many years, and
Okay.
about 7 years ago, I finally said I'm not going to hide anymore. I want to be my true self.
Yes.
And um, so then I went through a period of time where I told my family. My family was like, You're not going to be part of the family no more."
Oh,
And they disowned me and they distanced themselves from me. I haven't talked to my family in 7 years.
wow.
And
Sorry to hear that.
so, yeah. So because of that, I found the LGBTQ family where they embraced me and they welcomed me into their family.
Good,
And I feel nothing but love and support.
good, good. And I know that's a rough journey, especially when you finally become yourself and then your own family doesn't really want anything to do with you. That could really hurt somebody if they realized what they were doing.
Right.
Well, if you could leave our listeners with one message about, love, acceptance, or just being true to yourself like you did, what would that be?
You know, definitely just embrace it and embrace your journey. It doesn't have to be a marathon.
Mhm.
Just take your time and just you know really get into or plugged into a community that loves you and that wants to be you know with you. And you know you don't have to have your bio family. You can make your own family.
Right.
So
Yes. Yeah, I agree. If you don't, if your bio family is not going to be around, there's plenty of people in our community that will embrace you and let you live your own authentic self.
most definitely.
So, what advice would you give to someone who is just now starting to embrace their identity?
Oh gosh, I would say definitely just just enjoy it, and if you're not fully ready to, like come out to everybody,
Hmm.
you could just take your time and just whenever you're ready and whenever you're ready to take that step and be like, I want to live myself. I'm tired of, hiding who I am and I want to embrace it. And, definitely just enjoy it, enjoy that moment. And just whenever you're ready, most importantly, tell your closest friends first,
Hmm.
and then gradually work into telling your family. But definitely talk to your friends first and let them know.
Yes. A lot of times you'll find your friends are going to accept you more than your family might.
Exactly.
So, you started this journey 7 years ago. In that time, what has been your favorite, whether it be a Pride memory or a Pride event that you've been able to attend?
That was definitely this year. Um, this year when I finally, decided like I've only been a pup for 10 months. So this year when I finally got to really be a pup and really get to go out in the community, I really got to, just enjoy being at the Pride events. And, you
Hmm.
know, I just love the community, and everybody was so welcoming, like, oh, I love your pup hood, can I take a picture, and I'm just like, I mean, this is cool, because I didn't have that, and
Yes.
to actually have a really cool pride event, and everybody was taking pictures, and everybody was just like, you know, barking, and just we were just having a good time, and it was fun.
Yeah, any pride event, it's just so much fun to be a part of because everyone around you probably is like you and in the same community, or at least they're allies, and it just makes the atmosphere so much more fun.
Most definitely.
So, what misconceptions about our community do you wish more people would understand?
Um, Definitely, I always get told a lot, oh, well, you're just like, it's just a phase, this is not who you are, you're just, it's just a little fad, it's just a little thing you're going through. And
Hmm.
that's not always true,
Yeah, and you're right. Some people just think that it's just something you got to try out and you're going through and you'll be back to your old self, and that's usually not the case.
like it's just like some magic trick, and it's not, and this is who we are, and, you know, we're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, I lived that life for pretty much my entire childhood into my early adulthood, and I was so glad when I finally made that decision to live my authentic self and haven't looked back since.
Yeah,
So,
most definitely.
if you could master just one talent, what do you think you would want to master?
I definitely want to get definitely art. Um, I see a lot of people that are just like incredible artists, and I'm just like, I really wish I could do something like that, and I'm just blown away what they come up with and their ideas and how they can just, you know, paint something, just, with just like a simple idea, and it just comes out so incredibly beautiful and amazing, and I'm like, I really want to do that.
Yeah, and being on social media, we see so many people that are just so incredibly talented at doing just that painting or whatever it might be, singing even. And it's pretty interesting to see that.
Oh, yes.
So, what's been one of your more proudest moments that you have had so far?
One of my proudest moments, so like I said, when I first became a pup, I was very shy, very closed, and I was very shy, and I didn't know how to, act. And over time, talking to other pups, I really got out of my shell and really, really experienced, the full pup community, and that really opened up my eyes and my mind, and now I'm just like a social butterfly. I love talking to people, and
Hmm.
and I'm enjoying every minute of it.
Well, good. And that's, it seems like I get to talk to a lot of pups from all over the world. And sometimes I think maybe these hoods give some encouragement and allows pups to go up and introduce themselves and talk to others that they wouldn't do if they didn't have the pup hood on.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But it's good that way. I think that's a great thing.
Oh
So I
yes.
also want to ask, who was your very first celebrity crush that you had?
That's a tough one, but all honestly, I would have to say a lot of people don't know, but he's a country singer, and his name is Ty Herndon, and he was a country singer back in the 90s. And being in the country music scene, he had to hide who he was. And it wasn't until 2014 where he actually came out publicly, and it really hurt his music career. But ever since then, he became a spokesperson and really helped the LGBT community. And he puts on a concert every year in Nashville in June called Love and Acceptance, and he raises money for the Trevor Project.
Oh,
So I
that's
kind of look up to him because you know, that's incredible. How he overcame so much in Nashville, and now he's happily married, and he's doing amazing things for the Trevor Project.
And I've heard of him, and because I grew up on country music as well. I listen to just about any kind of music there is. But yes, I know who Ty Herndon is, and I did not realize that story. So I'm glad you shared it with me.
Oh yeah, you're very welcome.
So what does community, and we've talked a little bit about it here, but what does community mean to you yourself?
Definitely just being there for one another, lifting each other up whenever you're going through something, and just having that support system, whether you're battling depression or anxiety, or if you're going through hard times, that community is there to build you up and love on you and care for you and take care of whatever needs that you have. For me, that's what community is for me. You
Okay,
know,
okay. Well, and this next question, it doesn't, I know a lot of people, I'm one of them that I cannot hold a tune whatsoever. But if you sing, what is your go-to karaoke song? Or if you don't sing, just what is your go-to hype song that you have?
definitely. Well, there's a thing that we do twice a month here, and it's called pub karaoke. So I actually go out and I actually do sing a little bit. But my
Nice.
go-to song is a song by Cody Johnson, and it's a song called "Tell You Can't." And there's that chorus that says, "If you have a dream, chase it. Don't let it hold you back." And that's like kind of like, whatever your dream that you're dreaming of, just go after it. Don't be afraid. Take a chance and just go for it.
Hmm. Well, I know you told us a little bit about your story at the beginning. This question kind of goes back to that, but what other challenges with not accepting or your family not accepting you, what other challenges have you faced and how have you been able to overcome them?
Yeah. Oh, I got a lot of hate. I got a lot of name calling, and I didn't let that phase me. And I just kind of just said, you know what? I love you no matter what.
Yeah,
You can call me all the names you want. You can degrade me all you want. But in the end, I still love you. And and I'm still gonna be like that, and I don't let name calling, hurt me. And I don't let stuff get me down. I'm very
good, good.
positive.
Well, and keep that up through your entire life because that's a great trait to have. So,
Definitely.
last question is I want to find out who is your ultimate icon or role model. They can be part of our community, or maybe they're not part of our community. But who's your ultimate icon?
Gosh, okay. I'm gonna put him on the spot, but I really look up to, and you probably know who he is. I really look up to Pup Salem. He's a very good pup here in Oklahoma City, and I really look up to him, and he's really helped me out through my journey. And he's just a great friend, a great pup, and he's just one of those things where he gets out there in the community, and he loves everybody.
Yes.
And I mean, he's not afraid to get his paws dirty. He's just a great pup, and he's just one of the pups I look up to here.
Oh, that's awesome to hear and stuff. And well, I want to give you the opportunity to share your contact information, social media wise. So whatever you want to share is it's your time to do that.
Yeah, definitely. So you can look me up at Koda Pupper on Facebook or on Telegram, which is Pup Coda One. Yeah, definitely. You can look me up there, and definitely if you add me on Telegram, I'll respond right away. My DMs are always open, so I'm always willing to talk and chat and stuff like that. So
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you for sharing those. Well, any last words from you before we sign off here?
just stay true to yourself and be happy. Stay positive.
Yeah, that sums it up real good there. So, Well, thank you again for wanting to be on here. I really appreciate it. I love being able to sit and talk with pups everywhere, and I hope you have a good rest of your evening.
All right. Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and share with your friends. Until next time, keep wagging, keep shining, and stay unleashed.